Black Captain America, huh?
Damn right. We built this country. Bled for it. I'm not gonna let anybody tell me I can't fight for it. Not after what everybody before me went through.
Hey, what is going on, everyone? Hello. How are you guys doing out there? Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in to another great episode of Just My Opinion Reviews, Super Duper Edition. Before we get started, guys, like always, please let me know how I'm looking. Let me know how I'm sounding. Let me know if I am crisp. Let me know if I am clear. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Hopefully today's Sunday, October the 15th, is a great start out for the week for you. Also, as you're coming on into the room, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know what you're up to. Let me know how your Friday the 13th was, especially in October. Was it fun and fulfilling, or was it kind of spooky? Let me know down in the comment section. And please, thumbs up the video, thumbs up the video, thumbs up the video. But like I said, hopefully you had a great weekend. Hopefully this is a great start to the week. Hopefully you got all of your grocery shopping done. Your food is cooked and prepared and put away in this little containers or whatever you got to do. If you got to go to work tomorrow and you're still ironing clothes, hopefully you have everything laid out, ironed out, your socks, your underwear, your drawers, whatever, laid out like it's the first day of school in the fourth grade, excuse me. Hopefully you're relaxed right now. You're in the bed, you're on the couch, you're on the balcony, you're on the tub, you're in the jacuzzi. I don't know. I mean, if you're on the other side of the world, is it in the morning? Are you on the roof? Are you wherever you are? Hopefully you're relaxed. You got your snacks, you got your libations, you got everything you need to enjoy another great episode of Just My Opinion. I'm going to go ahead and start shouting out all of you lovely people right now. See that we have 26 in the building. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Hopefully we do have 26 people giving me a thumbs up. But first, we have Easy Lot in the building. What's going on, Easy Lot? How you doing? Thank you so much for being here. Let's see here. My work night about to go good now. That's what's up. Working that list shift. I'm glad I can bring you some entertainment while you're on the job. Let's see. We got Soto in the building. What's up? I see you, B. Avery, Jammo fam. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. We have Xavier Phoenix in the building. What's up, B? In the JMO fam. What's up? Karma Serene in the building. I made it. Happy Sunday, everybody. What's going on, Karma? Thank you for being here. I'm glad you're here. Justice in the building. What's going on? Salute to you, sir. Let's see here. D Weave in the building. Salute to you. Back to you. All right. And we also have Chill Spot, aka Thor's Asgardian Queen. Happy Sunday, everybody. My Friday the 13th went pretty well. Thor took love on a camping trip for the weekend. I love it. So I had the house to yourself. That's always nice when you can have the house to yourself. That's what's up. Thank you for being here. And we also have the Joya channel in the building. Good show vibes already. Joya, thank you so much for being here as well. But yeah, guys, the news is just be fluctuating up and down. Some weeks we have a lot. Sometimes we have a little. Week before last, I think we had 9 topics. And then last week, I think we only had 4. Or maybe I'm getting it switched around. And I think this weekend or today, we got like 12 or 13. And I think I left out a few as well. Just imagine how much news it would be if I was talking about the movie news roundup and stuff as well, which is coming back. It's coming back. And so, yeah, we got a lot of topics we're going to be talking about today. We also have Mama Avery in the building. I didn't think he was going to be here. You lied to me, ma'am. But, of course, Mama Avery is in the building holding me down. I love you so much. Mwah. Andrew YB is in the building. What's good? What's up? I can't even talk. What's good? But, yeah, guys, like always, everything that we're going to be discussing today will be in the chat below with its respective links for you to read at your own leisure. What's going on, Derek Gaines? What's going on? How you doing? And I don't know. I did send it out. Maybe somebody's gonna come through or not. We're gonna see. But just in case, Mr. Ron Burgundy, sir, I do need your help.
If I'm gonna do this, I'll need my news team at my side.
News team, assemble! News team, assemble!
Thank you, Ron. He's always coming through. When's the last Will Ferrell movie that came out? I need to laugh. You know, this guy is super duper funny to me. But guys, let's go ahead and move to the first topic of the day, talking about that comic book superhero news. Y'all remember this show right here on Amazon, Invincible? Yes, one of the most bloodiest, goriest things to ever hit the interwebs. I was late to the party. I remember when it first came out, a few other people, well, not a few other people, everybody was talking about this, reviewing it, reacted to it online. I don't think I got on board until maybe like episode 4 or 5. But I fell in love. I was like, oh my gosh, this show is amazing. I'm really enjoying the story, the thrills, the action, the characters, everything about it. This is just freaking fantastic. This is just prime TV right here. And you know, ended up covering it on my channel. And I keep saying this. It was me, Lamont, I think Elliot, One Take. We was all doing a live for one of the episodes, one of my most fun lives, you know, that I've ever had on the channel. We were just, you know, geeking out, nerding out over the show. But season 2 is upon us, guys. Season 2 is upon us. And Amazon, they did release a new trailer, which brings us to topic number 1. Let's see here. Invincible season 2 trailer arrives with a bloody first look at Mark Grayson's next batch of adventures. And again, guys, if you're watching this via live on the replay, there's a link down below for you to read at your own leisure. Give me 2 seconds. All right. Earlier today at New York Comic Con, Prime Video finally released the official trailer for Invincible season 2, offering an extended new look at the show, long-awaited return. The new 8-episode season has been split into 2 parts. I did not know this, with the first half arriving on November 3rd, which is nearly 3 years after the show's initial debut in March of 2021, and the second half of the season to arrive in the early 2024. I wonder where up that. Luckily, with the show already renewed for a 3rd season, expect a much shorter gap between seasons moving forward. As for what to expect this season, the show will pick up a short while after Mark's showdown with his father, with Mark still coming to grips with the truth about his father in a near fatal encounter. The synopsis also teases a number of new threats. Still reeling from Nolan's betrayal in season 1, Mark struggles to rebuild his life as he faces a host of new threats, all while battling his greatest fear that may become his father's without even knowing it. And I want to play the trailer. I really do. But Amazon, they are sure fire to get you copyrighted or whatever. And I even got it pulled up right here. Oh man, I just want to skim through it a little bit. I'm gonna cut this audio down. I don't know, but if I try to play it, you know, I don't know. Shout out. Do y'all want me to play the trailer? Let me know if y'all want me to play the trailer or not. I'll try to work my way around it. But in the meantime,
finally, a worthy opponent. Our battle will be legendary.
Already, I like that right there. Y'all know what that means right there. Coming to the stage.
I lived my entire life waiting for this moment. Indingo Indidaka! Unyanaka Njobu! I found my daddy with panther claws in his chest. Nah, I'm your king. Come on.
Yes, there he is. Larry with Today I Feel Like, aka Killmonger. What's going on, sir? How are you?
Oh man, everything's good, man. Everything is good. Man, I love Invincible. I cannot wait for this.
I bet. I was just saying, man, that day when we were doing a live talking about the show, it was hilarious. You know, we were talking about how bloody and gory it is. Did you get a chance to see the new trailer?
I did.
Okay.
I'll tell you one thing that I really liked that I saw in there is a quick clip where they showed Adam Eve.
Really? Hold on, let me try to pull it up real quick. I want to play the audio, man, but I know they're gonna try to get me or whatever, man. But
It's like
Where?
towards the end of the trailer. There's a quick clip where they show Adam Eve, and I was like,
I don't even know. I don't even know who that is.
she's a female version of sort of like of Invincible. She's in that same sort of universe, and
Hold on, I'm gonna
but
just
they
play it
have
right here.
right there. There she is. You just passed
hold
her.
on. And the pink?
Yeah, in the pink. There.
Wrong choice, asshole.
Okay. Oh yeah. I like her.
But
I don't remember.
they had like one episode of her show. I don't know if it was supposed to be like I don't know if it was supposed to be just like a special that they had, or they were like introducing her, or if it was, you know, something else. But they showed like one episode or so where they showed like her origin story.
Wrong choice,
Really?
asshole.
Yeah.
Okay. I think yeah, either last week or the week before, they were saying that they want this to last up to 7 or 8 seasons. That's just fantastic news to me, man. We're gonna be eating for a long time. So
Yeah.
you know, you think it'll be better than the first season?
I think so. Because I feel like the first season was really sort of like, you know, introducing all the characters and what it is, what this world is. And now that they've done that, now they can just go ham.
Gotcha.
You know?
Gotcha.
Because I think of them in the same vein that I think of The Boys, where it was like, you know, that first season of The Boys, we were like, oh my God, these people are crazy. Because we were just like, it was like a total departure from what most people used to seeing with superhero characters. But it was like once they got all of the introductions done in that second season, they just went completely bananas. And so I'm thinking of this show in that same vein. Now that they've gotten all the introductions done, they're just gonna go just buck wild.
I hope so, man. I didn't know it was this close around the corner. You know, this is just November 3rd. What is that? 2 weeks away for the most part? Yeah, that's
Yeah, you're
that's
right.
not 2 weeks from Friday. So that is, you know, usually I'm just expecting to hear, you know, the news comes out 3 months away, but no, this is right around the corner, and I can't freaking wait. So I think we're gonna be. Go ahead.
I would believe you if I didn't know that you were special. You probably already have the whole season watched. You probably have all your notes down and your videos made.
I'm flattered. But no, to be honest with you, I said to myself after the show, I do need to try to hit up Amazon and be like, hey, can I, you know, can I get, you know, a screen or something? But no, I haven't seen it yet.
Right.
But I'm gonna try, man, as soon as I possibly can, because I'm looking forward to this. And what's also great is we're gonna be having this and Loki season 2 at the same time. It looks like, and so.
Oh yeah, because Loki season 2, when it comes, they should be about episode 5 when this comes out.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Episode 5, like episode 5 of Loki on Thursday, and then this the next day on Friday. What do you, I mean, are you happy with the release schedule? Because they said, you know, half of it is going to, like the first 8 episodes or so are going to release during this year, and then they're going to save the remaining 8 for the beginning of next year. You like that, or you think they should do it all at once?
No, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'll tell you why. Because they're going to give us 8 episodes. Some of these shows, they give us like, especially like Marvel, some of them, they're so short. They give you like 6 episodes or something. And you're like, what the hell? You know, at least give us like a full 10 or 12 or something. Some of them, they're so short. So the fact they're going to give us 8 and then give us 8 more, I'm cool with that.
Right on. I can live with it too. I can't remember. I just said it because, you know, I don't have to have 50,000 shows for me to come out at once. You know, as long as they're just as one ends, another one begins. Because, you know, we had as soon as Ahsoka ended, Loki started, and then as soon as Loki's ending, Invincible is going to start, and then I can't remember when. Now that they pushed that to next year. I was talking about Echo. I was about to bring it up. I don't know if somebody in the comments can, if you remember off the top of your head, is there anything other comic book shows coming out, superhero shows in the fall, in the winter of this year?
Well, you have Gen V that's out right now.
You know what, man? I haven't even watched it yet. I need to.
You haven't watched it?
Because at first I thought it was connected. I mean, I know it's connected to The Boys, but I thought you had to watch The Boys to understand that. But everybody's telling me that you don't have to. I'm just behind. I'm interested. I'm just behind. I got to get on it. But
it's definitely in that universe. But it's not necessary that you watch The Boys, because it's like if you watch The Boys, some of the stuff will make a little bit more sense when they talk about, because they do talk about some of the characters from the boys, but they don't really show them like that. They're not really involved in the storyline so much. So like if you just, but I mean, it's enough that when they talk about it enough that you can pick up stuff from context, but the show is really a standalone. So
okay,
yeah,
that's what's up. If you had before we move on, just one more question. If you had to pick one show, you have to pick one and keep one, get rid of the other one. The Invincible or the boys?
Oh, the boys.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I like Invincible, but I'll take the boys because the boys is like, I mean, I hate to say it, but it is very adult.
Gotcha.
Not that Invincible isn't, but the boys is like on a whole other level.
Yeah, I've seen the first season of the boys, and I've seen like the first episode. I just kind of got busy with something else, and so Jenna James said, "Come on, be Ava. Gen B is a must watch. You need to leave these DC and Marvel MCU shows that's lacking in writing." I can't argue with that. The boys and Invincible writing is a new standard for comic book writing. Okay, I can speak for Invincible.
You'll like season 2. Season 2, they deal with like white supremacy and the far right and all that. They deal with that stuff. So I think you might get into it a little bit. If you haven't watched season 2 yet, definitely check it out.
Well, I definitely will, man. I'm gonna get on it. I promise you guys. And I'll give you guys a little update of what I think. But yeah, like I said, man, 2.5 weeks away. We got Invincible season 2. They just dropped the trailer. Looks freaking fantastic. I cannot wait to see it. And you guys let us know what you think down in that comment section below.
The good thing about it is if you go back and watch The Boys now, if you watch season 2, because it's been out for so long, you don't have to worry about reviewing it. You could just watch it just to enjoy it. You don't have to watch it critically and take notes and go back and watch it again. You can just watch it and enjoy it,
Sounds good to me, man. Sounds good to me. Let's move on over to this DC right here. Topic number 2 coming from comicbook.com. Reportedly in talks to be recast as Lobo for Superman Legacy. I missed the first line. Aquaman actor Jason Momoa reportedly in talks to be recast as Lobo for Superman Legacy. Off top, man, how you feel about that, man? Would you rather see Jason Momoa as continue as Aquaman or as Lobo in the DCU, the new DCU?
Probably Lobo. I never really, I know I was probably one of the few, but I never really saw him all that much as Aquaman. I mean, he was all right, and it's not like he was bad in the role. I just didn't really see him as Aquaman.
I'm not mad at shit.
But he wasn't bad in it. My only concern is it's so fast. I think it's going to confuse a lot. I mean, it's hard to say because if people who are very into the whole DC thing may not, like if they're following all the behind the scenes drama, they may not be confused. But if you're not, if you've just been sort of following by watching the movies, I think people might be a little confused.
Right on. I wasn't expecting him as Aquaman, but I think he did a fine job. I'm not really a big fan of Lobo. I just know him from the animated movies and cartoons. I don't hate him, but I don't love him. But let's see what they say about this. In addressing the future of the DC universe under the leadership of Gunn and Peter Safran, the outlet pointed out Momoa may return, just not as Aquaman. Sources say the actor has engaged in talks to play Lobo, either in 2025 reboot of Superman Legacy, written and directed by Gunn, or in a standalone film. The future of the DC universe is looking bright and full of potential, but it's also running the risk of causing some complex continuity issues among fans. Back in 2013, Man of Steel kicked off. We all know all that. If y'all want to, and they're just talking about other stuff in the DCU, and that's the end of the article. So if y'all want to read those details, you can. But I don't have the clip. But I guess that's why this has been speculated for a long time. I guess that's why Jason Momoa walked out of that office and posted on social media that, "Woohoo, yeah, baby, DC, baby, it's going down, baby. I can't say nothing, but it's going down, yeah." He was screaming and hollering, and I can't say nothing, but yeah. So apparently that's what he was talking about. Hey, why not? I'm just ready for it. I still want them to bring back everybody from the Zack Snyder verse, but that's not happening. And people complain, and I don't know. I think it's split down the middle. I don't know. Some people are happy with this, some people aren't. I'm on the fence, but I'm pretty sure it'll still turn out great. Go ahead.
But you know, part of the problem is that some of it just didn't work. Like even though some of the actors are fine actors, and like I wasn't when I first heard they were casting Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, I was like, what? It didn't make any sense to me. But then when I saw her in the role, I was like, she was fantastic. But then the writers just straight, tanked Wonder Woman 2. And sometimes when stuff just isn't working across the board, you just have to get rid of everyone, And
I just realized I had the wrong graphic up the whole time. My fault, but keep going.
But sometimes you just have to start from scratch and just go again. And I mean, it's funny because the villain movies and the shows work. They've worked from the beginning. The Joker, those movies have worked. The Suicide Squad movies I thought were I know some of you guys didn't like the second one. I loved both of them. I thought they were fantastic. Peacemaker was fantastic. They're talking about doing a standalone with Amanda Waller. She's fantastic. I mean, she is cold-blooded in those shows. I mean, I think they can keep all the villain side, just get rid of the superhero side and start over.
Hey, that's what we're getting, man. It's going down. I agree with everything you said except for the first Suicide Squad. I'll never forget about the villain doing that move at the end. I was ready to rip the screen down. Just sucks. This was awful film. Awful. But yeah, Peacemaker, man.
What was the name of that little thing at the very end? The kind of weird looking like possum rat creature thing. What was that thing called?
I don't know. I'm glad I forgot because it wasn't good. The second Suicide Squad movie was fantastic. Of course, Peacemaker, was dope as hell. But yeah, man, why not? Jason Momoa as Lobo. I mean, this is apparently what everybody wants. This is apparently what he wants, and so I would rather him continue on in the role in the DCU with something that he's passionate about instead of reluctant about. And so, hey, if he's gonna come to set and not drunk, possibly, allegedly, what we're going to talk about next, if he can come to set with passion and drive and just like, hey, I want to knock this out the park, more power to him. You know what I'm saying? So
what if they make him a new Wolverine instead? What if he goes over to Marvel?
I won't want that. Let us know if you agree with that last question Larry said. But that's topic number 2, comicbook.com. Jason Momoa is reportedly going to be recast as Lobo in Superman Legacy. Link is in the description. Let us know what you think about that. But Larry, now let me use the right banner this time. Let's stay on DC. Have you heard about all the drama that's been going on with Aquaman 2 and the Lost Kingdom, man? Let's get into this for number 3 right here. This is from Variety. Aquaman 2 flooded with drama. Jason Momoa allegedly drunk on set. Amber Heard scenes cut. And Elon Musk letter to Warner Brothers and more. What does Elon Musk have to do with this? These waters are getting choppy. On the same day in mid-September that Warner Brothers dropped the trailer for his $215 million Aquaman 2, embarrassing documents from Johnny Depp's Amber Heard defamation trial surfaced on Reddit, creating a new headache for the studio behind the film. Depp fans paid the court fees for the release of documents from Heard's therapist. I haven't read this show, so this is a surprise to me too. Dr. Don Hughes, the raw notes scribed on the legal pad were part of last year's high-profile trial in which Depp largely prevailed. They describe a hostile Aquaman set where allegedly intoxicated Jason Momoa dressed like Depp and pushed to have Heard booted from the role of the aquatic superhero Mira. Man, Larry, this is interesting right here, man. Jason said he wanted me fired, the note said. Jason drunk, late on set, dressing like Johnny, has all the rings too. A rep for Momoa declined comment, but a DC spokesperson pushed back on Heard's characterization, saying Jason Momoa conducted himself in a professional manner at all times on the set of Aquaman 2. Others echoed that sentiment. Jason works his ass off, likes to have a beer once in a while like everyone, but doesn't show up drunk to set, says an insider who was on the London set in 2021, adding that the two stars got along and were joking together. And he isn't dressing like Johnny Depp. He has always dressed in that bohemian style. Larry, how does how does it sound to you so far, man? First of all, they're saying the Reddit users are paying for the legal documents to be released. That's news to me. And you think he was really showing up on set drunk? And if so, with him being the titular star, does he have a right to do so? What say you, sir?
I mean, does he have a right to do so? Absolutely not. I don't care how big of a star you are. You don't show up to work drunk or high or anything else. I mean, you still have other people that have jobs to do. They don't need to wait around waiting either for you to sober up or for you to be, put other people at risk because you're drunk or high can get somebody hurt. Film sets can be dangerous. People do die on them. So, you have to be careful. But, when I look at Jason Momoa, I mean, dude looks like he smells like sandalwood and whiskey, So I'm not surprised if he showed up someplace drunk. But I mean, this whole thing about him dressing like Johnny Depp, everything that I've seen him in, he dresses sort of like that. He dresses like he's super granola and and sort of like a hippie. I mean, he does. He looks like he wears linen pants and flip-flops in the snow. So I'm just not I'm not surprised by that. But I don't know what his relationship is with Johnny Depp. So maybe they have a friendship or something, and that is, maybe that was sort of like something that pushed him to want her out. But it's hard. It's hard to I would imagine it's hard to take someone seriously if their therapist notes have been released and you have the transcripts from their trial and you hear about them, taking a dump on their husband's pillow and all kinds of craziness. I mean, you can't look at someone in the same light after that. I mean, how do you do
it's gonna
that?
destroy the chemistry, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Speaking of,
you're supposed to have a love scene and you're thinking about this chick was taking a dump on her husband's pillow. I mean, I'd be like, I'm not putting my body next to you.
That is gross. That is pretty nasty. And yet her was nearly fired, sources on both sides tell Variety. Following Aquaman's release in 2018, the studio One decided to drop the actress from the sequel due to her lack of chemistry with Momoa and sent a letter to her attorney, Carl Austin, informing him of his decision. Former boss Walter Hamada testified on the defamation trial about the issue of chemistry. Those sources underscore that the move to bounce her was unrelated to Depp and took place before he filed a suit against the actress in 2019. Likewise, Momoa was not involved in the decision-making, but another source pushed back on the lack of chemistry narrative, noting that her did a chemistry test with Momoa before landing the role of Mera and beat out two other actresses who did a similar chemistry test, including Abby Lee. Ultimately, the studio never pulled the trigger on firing her because her former boyfriend, Elon Musk, had one of his litigators send a scorched earth letter to Warner Brothers threatening to burn the house down if the actress wasn't brought back for a sequel, says a source familiar with the behind-the-scenes battle. Warner Brothers caved and moved forward with her. Musk did not respond to a request for comment. The drama is being rehashed at a time when DC Entertainment toppers James Gunn and Peter Safran are poised to close the book on the previous regime's superhero slate with December 20 release of Aquaman 2. Since Warner Brothers chief Pam, Abby, and Mike DeLuca joined the studio in 2022 of last year, followed by Gunn and Safran's interest 4 months later. Larry, man, your boy Elon Musk said enough is enough. Okay, I'm gonna burn the house down if you fire my boo. This is nuts, bro. I've never heard anything like that before in my entire life. Do you really think you think the bark was bigger than the bite? Like what do you make of that? That's nuts to me. What do you say?
I mean, I'm not surprised that he did it, but I mean, I'm not a big fan of Elon Musk, but I mean, big ups for riding for your girl, I mean, if you're gonna ride all the way. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was just a bit of bluster, or maybe they were worried like, hey, he has enough money to cause us problems legally for a while that would make it uncomfortable, and or maybe he would have done like he did with Twitter. He decided he didn't like WB, so he just would buy him. So
yeah. Are you happy? Speaking about buying, are you happy with was it Discovery? Discovery buying Warner Brothers out? with David Zaslav, like, were you happy with that move? Because it was, AT&T, but Discovery bought him out. What's crazy is, Discovery bought him out. Did I say Walter Hamad? If I did, I meant David Zaslav. But
You said
David Zaslav, okay, CEO of Discovery now. But also, man, it's been some speculation that in 2 years' time, Warner Brothers may be bought out by Universal, and they may have to start this whole thing over again. Can you imagine? Regardless, some on the, okay, is this a typo or can I not read? Regardless, some on the lot are convinced that another company, most likely Universal, will buy Warner Brothers within 2 years, making recent DC subplots and upheavals feel quaint. The bottom line is they need to get DC to work whether Zaslavs owns it, whether Brian Roberts owns it, whether somebody else owns it, says Lightshed Rich Greenfall, a Wall Street analyst and venture capitalist. In the run-up to the Aquaman sequel, Warner Brothers will outwardly back the film and hope for a China release like it's Barbie, The Flash, and Zamfir the Gods received. After all, the first Aquaman earned nearly $300 million in China alone, but those types of China numbers are a thing of the past. Neither Barbie nor The Flash landed anything close to Aquaman's Middle Kingdom haul for 2018, earning 35.1 and 25.9 million there, respectively. This is just full of problems, bro. That would be funny. It wouldn't be funny. It would be sad, actually, if Universal bought Warner Brothers and fired James Gunn and or Safran before they could even start. That would be a hell of a headline. Do you think that's going to happen? Do you want it to happen? What you think? Or does it make a difference to you?
I mean, if they get bought, who knows? Because oftentimes when these companies get bought, one of the first things they do is start letting, the top executives go so they can bring in their own people. And that would be unfortunate to let them go, since they seem to have a strong creative vision for at least for their major properties. But I mean, if they're going to get bought, Disney should buy them.
No,
Disney should buy them, and then they can have all the wonderful people over there at Marvel start working on some DC stuff, and then they can finally do some good crossover stuff.
No,
and they can control the narrative from beginning to end. You don't have to have anything about this company waiting to see what they're going to do, or they have to make a movie every year so you get the rights back to this. You just own everything. You control everything. You do what you want.
That's how I feel about that. That's if more has it as well. One good thing you could do though, Larry, is if Universal does buy Warner Brothers, you can have a Fast and the Furious versus the Justice League, baby. Yeah.
I think you
hit
need
a
to
one
hit
in
that
the
no
chat
again.
if you want to see that, man.
No.
Hold on.
I'm cool
my
on
God. You want to see that? Justice League
my
versus,
goodness.
Fast and the Furious?
What are we
No,
gonna do? We're gonna have Vin Diesel next to Superman, beating up Superman, talking about, and then at the end of the movie talking about we're all family.
All of that, all the above, all the above. Nah, man, that would be crazy. No,
we're gonna have Dom make a car that's faster than the Flash.
Bro, yes, a foot race. That would be funny, bro. Hey, like seriously, I saw a fan needs to make that. A fan needs to make that online, please. Make Dom in his muscle car racing the Flash around the world. That will really that will really brighten my day. Buck
Show Rodriguez fighting Wonder Woman.
Yeah, all of it, man, all of it. Nah, y'all let us know what y'all think.
There you go. Ludacris accent to Cyborg.
Perfect.
That I want to see.
Perfect. Hold on. Dawn superpower ridiculousness. Yes.
Oh God.
That's what we need right there. That's what we need. Yeah, but this article is pretty lengthy. If you want to, I didn't go over everything that talked about the strike and stuff, but if you want to read it, there's a link to it in the description box below. For you to read at your own leisure. But yeah, we got to get the Fast and Furious first.
As far as him showing up drunk, I would not be surprised if he showed up drunk on set. I mean, we all have seen and heard these these sets can be. I mean, some of these actors they're sent off away from their family and friends for months at a time. Sometimes they're shooting in places like New Zealand or some little corner of Canada or someplace, and they're away from everybody. And and oftentimes they've said that they get really close with the cast and crew. They all go out, they party, they drink together, and I would not be surprised if they all went out for some crazy night, got drunk, and kept drinking. And by the time it was, and by the time they had their call times, they were still drunk. It wouldn't surprise me at all. So,
right on.
Y'all
let us know what you think, and appreciate that, Larry. But we're done with Invincible. We're done with DC, Warner Brothers. Rest of the show is going to be nothing but Marvel. So let's get our MCU on. We got this new movie, The Marvels, coming out November the 10th. You looking forward to it, my guy? You looking forward to it?
No.
Damn, I like the honesty though.
I don't, but I'm just not excited about it.
That I think a lot of people are feeling that way, Larry, because that's what brings us to topic number 4. I don't think people really care about this or know about it, because this is where is this from? ScreenRant.com. Topic number 4. The Marvels early box office projections are 72% worse than Quantum Mania. Damn. And did you like Quantum? You didn't really like. I don't think anybody really liked Quantum Mania. Did you? Like Quantum Mania, Larry? No,
I didn't hate it. It wasn't like I was, I wasn't like I was going to Amanda Heard on a pillow with it, but it wasn't the. I didn't watch it twice. I'll just say that.
I got you, man. Well, the first Captain Marvel, we know it made $1.1 billion at the box office. It's pretty safe to say that this sequel here will not. Opening was 153 for part 1. 153 for part 1. If we want to look at Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, its opening was 106 million. So they're saying that 72% lower than that, man. That's not good right there. But let's get into this right here. The latest box office projections for the Marvel provide a disappointing outlook for the upcoming Marvel Cinematic Universe outing, even putting it well behind Ant-Man 3, despite quite quickly evolving in a cinematic juggernaut. With few equals, the MCU has increasingly struggled to maintain the momentum of its early days since the release of Avengers Endgame. Though some later MCU movies will continue to achieve box office successes, other franchise entries like Ant-Man 3 would fall well short of their anticipated breakpoints. According to the new box office predictions provided by Box Office Pro, the Marvel's upcoming November 10th release is already facing a potential shortfall, with its initial domestic opening expected to generate between $50 and $75 million. Damn, Gino. It's less than half.
It?
3 from Captain Marvels of 2019. Yeah, man, that's it, unfortunately. Further adding to the movies, I don't know. I'm looking a second. Further adding to the movie's predicated woes, pre-sales are down 69% behind the pace of those sold for Guardians 3 and 72% behind Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Larry, is this suspected, man, or is this surprising to you? And I'm looking up that budget right now.
It's not surprising. I know that people don't want to hear this, and I know that we've talked about it before, but I think there's a bit of superhero fatigue out there for the same type of stuff. I think maybe they're moving a little too fast and putting out a little too much content. As much as I hate to say it, I think they're putting out a little bit too much content, and people just aren't invested in the. I shouldn't say they're putting out too much content. I just say they're moving too fast, because they're putting out content with these characters that people aren't really familiar with, and they're not giving people enough time to get to know them and really get invested in them. Like, I think it was easy for them to go out and make $1 billion when you're making an Iron Man movie or Aquaman movie or a Superman movie, because those are characters that are like cultural icons. People know them, and a lot of people aren't familiar with Captain Marvel or Miss Marvel or Monica Rambeau, and you can't just like slap them. Like Monica Rambeau, we saw her WandaVision like 2 years ago. I mean, and then we haven't seen her since. And they're gonna throw her in a movie and think people are gonna be excited about that. I mean, no. I mean, they should do like either a whole Marvel series first that leads into a movie, or they should do, maybe put them in like the last 2 or 3 episodes of a series that leads into their movie, something that gives people an opportunity to get to know them a little bit better and get invested in them. I just think they're setting them up for failure, and then the studios are gonna say, "See, look, female superheroes don't play," and they're gonna start cutting the other ones that are out there.
Right on.
Here comes a new challenger.
Coming to the stage.
You call. I'm gonna clean you out again.
Welcome, I'm Lando Calrissian. I'm the administrator of this facility.
Wookiees stand out in the crowd. It's good to see you too, old buddy.
We had each other.
Hold on, Chewie.
It's Mr. Elliot with Movie Files, aka Lando Calrissian, protecting us from the galactic white supremacists. What's going on, sir? How you doing? Happy Sunday.
What's going on, B? How we doing today, Larry?
Good.
Fantastic, man. Fantastic. Thank you for being here, bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. It's a crazy week for superhero news, man. So I had to hop on here and see what craziness Larry's got to say about.
Yeah. Appreciate it. And I forgot to show their channels, and you can follow us all on social media. That's on the screen. Their information is in the description, and of course, here's Larry's channel. Here's Elliot's channel. They're on my channel tab. Elliot, coming to you, man. This Marvel's is coming out next month. Looking like it's gonna be a stinker, man. $50 to $70 million opening, 72% less than the Ant-Man. This is not good, man. What say you? Why is this? What's going on? Is the sky falling at Marvel? What's up?
I mean, I think if I'm being honest, I've been seeing a lot of I know there's that book coming out, the MCU Reign or whatever, and there's been a lot of information about the person that wrote that, given out like behind the scenes of a lot of turmoil right now in Marvel. Kevin Feige, we've been saying it for a year now. He's been stretched too thin. Them not doing certain movies the way that they should have, and too much content at points. So yeah, I think right now we're at the point where it's like that championship team that's been on the run for a decade, and their stars are out of the league now, retiring, got traded away, and they got to kind of do that rebuild stage. But the thing about sports and movies and TV shows is, entertainment, I think audience is not as willing to wait. The patience isn't the same as something like a sports team, where, kind of rebuilding and stuff like that. So yes, it's not looking good. And I think the Marvels, obviously the writer's strike and the actor's strike has affected everything in Hollywood. But I think this was a film that definitely would have benefited to have the 3 women, as well as the director, Nia DaCosta, promoting the film, getting people excited. Because I will say, out of all 3 of them, Iman Vellani and the kind of the pop culture sense that she was in, and the excitement that people have from Ms. Marvel, I think she would have been great to have on the junkets and getting things excited. So yeah, it's just the test of the times, man. It's just not a good time to be comic book movies.
It's interesting you said, Elliot, that like the whole thing of having people excited to see her. They should have planned her show so it came out shortly before the Marvels would drop, because right now there's no show with any of it. Like no one has thought about them recently. They've their shows have been out. Captain Marvel was out a long time ago. We haven't seen Monica Rambeau for like 2 years, and WandaVision. Miss Marvel was out a year ago or so. I mean, it's last year. It's been so long. They should have planned it so that they were dropping, either they dropped that or maybe drop the, that's what I was telling B earlier. They should have them in maybe the last 2 or 3 episodes of somebody else's show to get the audiences introduced to them again and excited to see them. Because now it's just like they're all cold. They're coming in cold.
I'm tripping. I forgot we had this right here. Let me grab this real quick. I'm so sorry, Sim. with the $20 super chat. Thank you so much, Larry. What do we do for $20?
Oh, we got to give him the dub, baby. Got to.
Thank you so much, Sam, for the $20 super chat. Hey there, being fam, late but enjoying. Thank you so much. Just a bit of thanks for what you do. Good seeing you too, Larry. Sam, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Really do appreciate it. That goes a long way. You're literally keeping the lights on over here, my brethren. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
B, every time I see that clip, man, I think to myself, like, I wish we can get Mac 10, you know, Dub C and Ice Cube back together for another West Side Connect album. That'd be dope, man.
That would be. That would
be dope.
That would be. But guys, it's not looking good for the Marvels. You know, it sucks for the women. It sucks for the women of color. It just sucks for superhero comic book news in general. Hopefully these predictions are wrong and it still does okay. But to answer your question, Larry, yeah, they spend over $270 million, which is crazy. Now they did get a tax credit of like 50 million, so that's brought down to like 215 or 225 or something. But that's still a hell of a lot of money. Yeah. And
if it tanks, they're gonna blame it on female superheroes. They're gonna say they don't play.
Before we move on to the next topic, what are your worldwide predictions for the box office for this whole theatrical run? If the movie is better than the 2019 film, 700 million. That's what I'm sticking on. Elliot laughing. Elliot, if it's better than the 2019 film, people are walking out like it was good. It was a good movie. I enjoyed myself. It was better than 2019. Worldwide, I'm gonna say 700.
That's a tough ask, B. That is a tough call, man. I mean, it's
okay. I'll say I'll bring it down to 6. I'll bring it down to 6.
What was Ant-Man's number? What was Ant? Was 570 or so? What did Ant-Man?
Let me look real quick. I just had it, but I closed it out. But
I think it was like 5 something. And I mean, that's Ant-Man, Kang, and the, you know, a third movie in the franchise that wasn't able. I don't think it crossed 600. From
476.
Well, yeah, bro. It's. I don't
but
think
nobody liked the movie though. Remember, if they liked them, if the movie is good, if we universally come out saying that it was good to great, but my fault. Go ahead.
No, good, great, masterpiece. I just don't think people are going to be going out to see this. Unfortunately, I think that if Ant-Man wasn't able to cross 500, I don't think the Marvels has a chance. I think Marvels was probably around like 430, if that, 450, maybe max.
Okay. I got you, Larry. What say you, man? Where you at on this? What did you think?
My first thing, I saw somewhere in the comments said that it was going to release, I think on November 11th, I think it was
10th.
10th. I think they should push it back by 2 weeks because I think they should push it back to right before Thanksgiving so that it can open up. And when people are families are together and people are like, let's go see this movie after they've done some Black Friday shopping, or maybe they're going to see the adults are going to see do some Black Friday shopping. They drop the kids off at the theater, because if you drop that movie on the 10th and it's a stinker, the word's gonna spread that movie's garbage. Don't bother. Let's see something else, and you're gonna lose out on all of that. You know,
it's not a bad idea. Not Christmas, but Thanksgiving. I'm gonna
say 640. I think it's gonna come short of breaking even. So I'm gonna say 640.
So if I was Lamont, I would pretend like I'm writing it down on my little pad. We're gonna revisit this. So Larry says 640. I'm gonna say 600. And Elliot don't think it's gonna cross 450. All right, guys, there you go. 640, 600, and 450. Place your bets in the chat in the comment section. We're gonna come back in early next year and see. But man, I don't want it to fail. I want
me neither. Me neither, man.
Yeah,
I love the cast. So
yeah.
Imagine if they would have made a season 2 of WandaVision, or even had what's her name, Agatha's. What was it? Agatha's whatever the name of her show is going to be. Imagine they did that, and they had those 3 women in there, and they released that show in like right now. Like that, let's say they had released it in October, you know, or in September, so that the finale was right around the first week in November. Everybody would have been hyped up to see those three women again, and boom, the Marvels would have came out. Everybody would have rushed to the theater to see them. They would have had a huge hit on their hand. But for some reason, these people over there at these studios, I think they just have their head in the sand when it comes to timing. I don't know. Maybe they're just have too much of their rarefied air they're breathing. They're just not thinking about it. But
well, I mean, if in hindsight, it was supposed to be Secret Invasion was supposed to be the talk of the town, right? That was because that's the sequel of Captain Marvel, essentially. And if that would have had the 3 episodes that it was great and led into the finale, there might have been some hype around that, because obviously Nick Fury coming from that and carrying over to the Marvels, and there's a little bit of connections, like we got to go to the Kree and all that stuff. So if that show, Larry, would have been good, that would have been kind of your Agatha analogy. That would have been like kind of the handoff from Secret Invasion into Captain Marvel, but Secret Invasion was terrible. So like the brand recognition, even on that, is not looking good. So I don't know. They need a miracle at this point. They need Taylor Swift to come in there and have a cameo or someone to help them out.
Yeah,
but
I got you. We're gonna move on. But guys, link is in the description. Let us know what you think down in that comment section below. But yeah, I think you were just talking about the Agatha show. That's the next topic right there. Something that I'm looking forward to. We're gonna see what they have going on with that. I'm gonna choose this background. This is, I think, topic number 5. This is coming from the direct.com. Marvel's WandaVision Agatha spinoff gets a release date official. Let's see here. Agatha Disney Plus show release date revealed. Thanks to a new U.S. copyright filing, the release date for the upcoming WandaVision spinoff, Agatha Darkhold Diaries. The filing listed some never seen before in the info for Kathleen Hahn-led streaming series, including a release date of September 19th of 2024. This would be nearly a year after the series originally. Second half of 2023 release timing that was reported back on May of 2022. It's worth noting that the September release timing is projected / tentative, as approximate is listed besides the date in the copyright filing. So far, Elliot, what you think about that, man? And do you even care about this show and or want to see it?
Yeah, I mean, this was a show that I was initially excited for, because I thought Agatha was a standout. WandaVision was great all around, but she was definitely a standout. And I'm a I'm a horror fan, so I love like supernatural and all that stuff. So yeah, being able to tie into that side of it, to explore more of the supernatural and what that has to add to the MCU would have been cool. And the secret sauce to me is Aubrey Plaza. I've been a fan of hers for a while. I know she's going to be like an original character in the show. And the last time she did a TV show, it was one of the funniest shows in the past like 15 years in Parks and Rec. So this is kind of her return to TV. And a lot of the writers from WandaVision has their hands in this show. So I think it's going to have some ties and connections. I wouldn't be surprised if Wanda herself has a little cameo, because a lot of people have been looking forward to seeing Wanda for a while. So yeah, I'm very much so excited to see. I'm not expecting it to blow the roof off and be like the groundbreaking thing to the MCU, but again, exploring more of the supernatural and getting Agatha Bath and Aubrey Plaza and the witches and maybe some Blade references, vampires, werewolves. So we'll see. I'm really looking forward to it. And I think the timing next year is perfect. It's going to come out. I think the finale is going to probably be around Halloween anyway. So that's pretty good marketing if it sticks with the writer shakes and everything. So yeah.
Okay. All my Wanda fans out there, shout out in the chat. Hit a 1 in the chat if you're a Wanda fan. Larry, what do you think about this Agatha release date, potentially approximate, and how much are you looking forward to it?
First of all, before you guys go out there claiming girlfriends, Aubrey's mine. Just letting you know.
Okay.
we have a prior relationship from Parks and Rec. So, this is another one of those things. I think their timing is just so bad. I'm like, I mean, all the hype with Agatha was so hot. Everybody was like, she came out of WandaVision as like the standout character everyone wanted to see. And now it's going to be years later before they get to her. It's like, when you look and you see some of these characters that are going to be so that the audience connects so strongly with, I feel like you have to make some of these shows and movies, you have to make them, together. And then that way they're tanked and ready to go. They're just banked, and you can just release them. You know, it's like, I mean, not to say that it can't still be great, but when you have WandaVision, I mean, there's going to be a whole new group. There's going to be like a whole new cohort of audience people that hadn't seen WandaVision because they were too young, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And by the time it comes out, I mean, you're talking about by the time it comes out, it's be what, 4 years? You know?
Okay.
I mean, it's still gonna. I mean, it's a great character. What's her name in there was fantastic in that role. So I can't imagine that it's not going to be really, really good. I would really like to see, and I know I've said this before, I really like to see Marvel and some other franchises do like Lord of the Rings did. Make 2 or 3 movies at once, you know, make 2 or 3 series all at once. If you're doing, I mean, regular TV shows will film 22 episodes or something. Just if you're doing a series, if you're doing a TV show, just film 22 episodes, make it 11 each in 2 seasons and have it ready to go.
I'm gonna put a pin in that idea, Larry, because I like it. I'm gonna bring that up on another topic that we have later on. But good, well said.
Here comes a new challenger.
That's what's up right there. Coming to the stage. Oh, intro.
By the power of Grayskull. I have the power!
Already. Lamont Tyson, Get a Life Games, aka He-Man. What's good, my brother?
All that pressure you putting on me in tomorrow's leg day, I'm gonna have to do 400 now because of you.
That's what's up, man. Thank you for being here, bro. I appreciate it.
No sweat.
What up, man?
What's going on?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing? Long time no see. Y'all look good.
Man.
I know.
You know, when you put AKA He-Man, you have to put like AKA, you know, Baby L's daddy, AKA Ellis's daddy.
Yeah.
AKA no sleep. AKA.
But hey, man, get in here. What you think about this WandaVision spinoff Agatha and potentially a new release date next fall, about a year from now? You looking forward to it? You think it's gonna be good? What's your 2 cents, sir?
Oh yeah, I think it's gonna be good. I love the actress that's playing Agatha. I've already kind of read the direction they're planning on going with the story. They're going to turn her to more of a sympathetic character. She's going to have someone else that's going to kind of help her out. So I'm just curious to know what direction they're going to go in when this is going to be kind of something of the horror realm. So I'm just kind of wondering, when they say that, are we finally going to get Mephisto? You know, Sacha Baron Cohen has been signed to one of the films, and I'm wondering, would they sprinkle him into this show to kind of introduce him into the MCU? And will this lead us more toward what they're going to do with Blade, some of the dark Marvel characters? So I'm very excited for it. I just hope that everything stays on course with what's going on with the acting strike. So I'm excited for it. I think she stole the show in WandaVision, and I'm interested to see where they go with her.
Appreciate that, man. And of course, we're going to be talking about Mephisto in a little bit. But for now, that's going to wrap it up for this topic from the direct. Marvel WandaVision gets a new release date. Whether you're watching this via live in the replay, let us know what you think in the comment section. And again, there's a link to this in that description box below for you to read at your own leisure. And Lamont, we're going to stay on you. We're going to go to you first for the next topic. Of course, staying on Marvel and Disney Plus shows. And I'm on the fence with this one. You know, I want to see it, but I can't necessarily say I'm excited about it. This is coming from the CBR because she had her debut in Larry's favorite movie last year. Coming from CBR.com, Ironheart series gets a major Disney delay at Disney Plus. Marvel's upcoming Ironheart series starring Black Panther Wakanda Forever Dominique Thorne suffers a significant delay. This sucks. The long-touted MCU miniseries Ironheart gets another significant delay as a new listing confirms the Disney Plus series won't make its debut anytime soon. Per the Direct, Marvel recently filed a listing for the Ironheart premiere with the U.S. Copyright Office, which seemingly reveals a debut as of September 3rd of 2025. That's 2 years from now. The registered date is listed as projected and could be an approximation, and it may shift around if necessary. However, the listing suggests, Marvel doesn't plan to release Ironheart before the late summer of 2025. So it's a long time from now. Marvel Studios nor Disney have confirmed this date. This is what it looks like on social media. I don't know, man. Lamont, is this good or bad news? How you feeling, sir? How you feeling?
Because they're trying to clean house and make things better for the Disney Plus app, I think it's good news because they're trying to step the quality up, not the quantity. And this is where we're supposed to get Mephisto, with Sacha Baron Cohen being Mephisto in this story. But what I fear is a lot of people are not excited about Ironheart because of the way they introduced her in Wakanda and that movie. So I fear that that show is not going to get the love it needs just because that character hasn't been introduced in a beloved manner. So it might lag a little bit. And with them pushing it back, it might give it a little bit more time to get some hype. It might give it some time to bring her somewhere else in the MCU so that we can look forward to the show. Because honestly, as of right now, I really don't care about the show other than the villain, which is never a good sign that you're more concerned about the villain than the hero. But that's my 2 cents, and we'll see where it goes with it. But I'm more excited for the villain than I am for Ironheart.
Okay, Elliot, how you feeling, man?
I'll be honest. If Bob Iger was in a position before this show was announced, I don't think this show would have ever been on the slate. This Echo, Wonder Man, there's a lot of stuff that was announced when Bob Chapek was in chair, and I think this would have been on a cutting room block because, unfortunately, and Larry talked about it earlier, man. This is nothing against Ironheart or Echo or Wonder Man, and even Vision Quest. It's just like we don't need those shows. we really don't. If I'm being honest. So, I mean, I think at the point, if I'm not mistaken, I think they shot most of it. I think it's done shooting, if I'm not mistaken. So
really?
I believe I remember seeing, because Anthony Ramos is also on the show, who's a great actor. I mean, it has a great cast, like Dominique, and like, you know, Lamont just said, Mephisto and magic and versus science. You know, that's been steeped into the MCU for a while. So to explore that, it sounds interesting, but I just don't think people care, man. So I don't know why they're pushing it back. If I was them, I would just put it out as soon as possible. Like, why are you delaying something that's been shot almost 2 years ago? So it's kind of baffling, unless they're trying to find something to put her in first to get people excited again. But I don't even know what that project would be at this point. Thunderbolts, maybe Captain America, New World. Like, I don't know. So it's again, we talked about earlier. I don't know what Marvel's doing right now. This, and I love my DC, but this looks like a DC scenario right now. Everything's just being tossed around, thrown around, delayed. It's a mess right now, man. So
if you had the keys to the castle, would you cancel it or keep it? And or you just said release it, but would you cancel it, or is there something else that you would rather see that you're not seeing right now?
At this point, I would restructure it to be a Disney Plus special, maybe. Just take condense it, 3 episodes special, kind of make it like an exclusive Disney Plus movie in a sense. Because again, they did shoot it, so you don't want to just completely waste the money. But I don't know at this point. Oh, it's a mess. It is a mess right now in the MCU.
Larry, where you at, sir?
I mean, I would have to see it before I decided whether or not I wanted to get rid of it or keep it. But I mean, it could be good. I mean, I was not really looking forward to WandaVision because I had no expectations of it. It turned out to be a fantastic show. Right. I was not looking forward to Loki, and Loki is probably the best one they've had so far. You know, I was really looking forward to Falcon and Winter Soldier, and that series I thought was just kind of boo-boo, you know.
Oh, damn.
And I shouldn't say boo-boo. It was just sort of like meh, you know.
Okay.
So, I mean, it could turn out that it's fantastic. I'd have to see it, but, you know, it really feels like they're just lacking direction over there. You know, maybe there's too many cooks in the kitchen. Maybe they just need to have, you know, I hate to say it, but maybe they need a little dictator over there. You know, someone who's just going to simply say, no, this is the way it's going to be. Now follow your orders. I gave you your marching orders. Now go out and do the job and bring me back my content.
Okay,
know?
last quick question from all of you before you move on to the next topic. Would you rather see the Ironheart or Echo? You just got to pick one. Lamont, go.
And then I gotta go first.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Ironheart. I'll go first. I'm gonna say Ironheart. You go. You go.
Let me say this. Kevin Feige has decided to do something that they haven't done with the Disney Plus series. Formerly, they've been making Disney Plus series with kind of the movie format, letting the executives be the showrunners. He has now decided that he's going to hire.
Whoa. You're jumping too far ahead. You jumping too far ahead with that.
My bad. Okay.
It's all good. Yeah, just answer the question, man. Ironheart or Echo?
I would want to see Mephisto, so Ironheart.
Okay. We got two Ironhearts. Elliot, where you at?
Believe it or not, I'll go Echo because of Daredevil and Kingpin. And more so Daredevil than Kingpin. But yeah, I'd rather see a character that I've seen before versus like I don't know what they're gonna do with Mephisto. They might ruin the character.
That's next. Larry, real quick. Ironheart or Echo?
Yeah, Echo. I'm going with Echo. I wasn't taken by Ironheart when I saw her. She was all right, but
I'm just saying because I am the only person up here that actually did not hate Echo in the Hawkeye series. She was fine to me. I know Elliot's about to throw up over there.
No, I didn't hate her. I didn't hate her. I just don't want to see her have a show.
I got you. So we got two Ironhearts, two Echoes. Y'all let us know what you think in the comment section. I'm dying to know whether you're watching it live or the replay. And again, there is a link for you to read at your own leisure. We're going to
like to see
go to I'm sorry. We're gonna I'm gonna stay on you though for the next topic though. So there's the compromise. But next topic, we're talking about this Sacha Baron Cohen have to still do with Ironheart. This is coming from CBR as well. Marvel Studios confirmed Sacha Baron Cohen's involved in Ironheart. A new copyright filing for Marvel Studios Ironheart confirms that Borat star Sacha Baron Cohen is part of the upcoming Disney Plus series main cast. Man, we've been talking about this for a while. Let me scroll down a little bit. Cohen, who is best known for his creation and portrayal of the fictional satirical characters Ali G and Borat Shadiviev, is created as Mystery Man in a recent Ironheart copyright filing on the U.S. Copyright Office Public Record System. Baron Cohen has been rumored to appear in the Ironheart series since October of last year, although Marvel has yet to officially confirm his involvement in the Disney Plus miniseries until now. The actor is expected to portray the villainous Mephisto in Ironheart, with Marvel seemingly using Mystery Man as a placeholder to hide the face Baron Cohen is playing a major villain from the comics. Larry, what do you think about this, man? People been saying this for years now, since the beginning of the Disney Plus show, and even though Disney haven't confirmed it, it's looking like it. How you feeling about Sacha Baron Cohen coming through? What you think?
He's cool. I like him. I'll take it. I mean, I'm kind of indifferent. I mean, I think he will probably do a fine job in the role, but I mean, it could be somebody else too. I'm just kind of indifferent.
I got you. He is very talented. He's done much more than Borat. Those movies. If we just want to look at his filmography real quick, I didn't mean to click that, but where is that one? He was in Les Miserables. I always want to say Lesbians Alive when I see that for some reason. But Hugo, that was pretty good. Elliot, I'm coming to you next.
I liked him in The Spy. I think it was.
I didn't see that. Where's it at?
It's probably it's probably up top more.
Oh, you said The Spy is this?
Yeah, The Spy, I think it was called.
Okay. Okay. I ain't seen that one. But Elliot, how you feel about this, man? And who this Mystery Man, as they're using as a placeholder, is that Mephisto? What you think about all this? Are you happy, sad? Where you at?
Yeah, no, he's talented. I think man, I remember being a kid watching Borat and just seeing all the various characters he plays, but also seeing him in a more serious role in what was it, The Trial of Chicago 7. He was pretty good in that.
Yes.
So I mean, he has range. He has a lot of range. So I mean, Marvel's always good of casting talent. I'm just curious on, again, the Mephisto of it all. If my memory serves me right, Anthony Ramos plays, I can't remember the character's name. He looks like a Red Hood character, but he apparently gets his powers from Mephisto. So I don't know if that's where that whole thing is going to tie into. But again, introducing Mephisto on an Ironheart show still seems a little bit weird. But either way, I'm always looking forward to seeing great talent on the screen. So I'm here for it. I'm pretty sure he can do his thing.
Okay. Lamont, how you feeling, sir?
Well, after this, fellas, I'm going to get out of here to go back to doing Daddy Thanos things, but I'm all for it. Sacha Baron Cohen is talented. He has the quirkiness and the talent to play Mephisto, and I really believe that this is going to kind of be our window into the darker side of the MCU, because in the comics, Mephisto got introduced fighting Silver Surfer, so we could have a crossover with Fantastic Four. He also had an ongoing rivalry with Ghost Rider. Them doing this magic science thing is the puzzle for me. How are we going to cross those two things over if he really and truly is going to play Mephisto? But I'm believing with where Marvel is trying to go nowadays with their movies and their Disney Plus. So I'm here for it. I just hope it lives up to expectation.
I like it, man. I like it. Same here. You got to bounce?
I got to bounce, man. I wanted to get in here because I ain't been in here in a while. Say what's up to these fine brothers that do such good work. And ladies and gentlemen, where are the super chats for B. Avery?
Gosh,
this man
it.
has the best voice on YouTube, okay?
No.
Hide your girls when he get on YouTube because his voice is off their pants off.
Trying to get like you, man.
Chat.
Thank you.
No, you don't want to.
Y'all, here's a swole back channel right here. He got to go do daddy duties. Lamont, thank you for coming through. Y'all subscribe to this channel, help him reach 150K. Lamont, I appreciate you, bro. I will see you Wednesday for Power. Can't wait for that episode
Wednesday,
8,
my
man.
brother.
Yes, sir.
All right, Lamont. Peace.
Peace out,
bro.
Peace.
Yeah, man. Your boy Sacha Baron Cohen is talented as hell, man. Other than him, he in real life he can be a little bit childish, with him playing pranks on people on the red carpet and wanting to get kicked off. I don't know if y'all saw that. That was a bit too much in my opinion, but he is really talented. So
it's on brand.
hopefully he can come through and serve us some justice in this role. For Mephisto or whatever mystery man he's playing.
Ralph Boner's dad.
Oh man, that's crazy right there.
You had to bring him up.
But this topic right here, man, this is good. It's bad and good at the same time, and I'm happy for it. We're sticking on Marvel. So many changes, so many things going on, and they're doing a rehaul of everything. And better late than never. Better late than never. Elliot, I'm gonna come to you first on this one right here. This is what topic is this? I don't know. What is this? I guess it really doesn't matter. Next topic. This is coming from the Hollywood Reporter. Daredevil hits reset button as Marvel overhauls its TV business. Launched during the pandemic, a playbook to shoot 150 million plus seasons with no pilots. The Disney unit is undergoing growing pains and seeing the logic of traditional TV culture. You don't say. Yeah, they're talking about it didn't take long for them to want to switch things up because people are not happy. But the Daredevil revamp and the latest in the series is growing pains for Marvel Television. Since the debut of the Emmy-winning WandaVision in January 2021, the studio dominated the film industry in the 2010s, has released more than 50 hours of TV programming and creating a small screen division from the ground up during the pandemic. Though all the company could shoot the traditional TV, I read that even though they remain, along with Star Wars titles, the most watched shows on Disney Plus Marvel series have recently faced a number of creative challenges and cries of diminishing returns from critics and audience metrics, causing a major shift as studios to move and make TV shows the more traditional way. We're trying to marry the Marvel culture with the traditional television culture, says Brad Winderbaum, Marvel's head of streaming, television, and animation. It comes down to how can we tell stories in television that honor what's so great about the source material. With Daredevil's new direction, Marvel hopes to right the ship on a project with sky-high expectations. The show is Marvel's first to feature a hero who already had a successful series on Netflix running 3 seasons. But sources say that Corman and Orr crafted a legal procedural that did not resemble the Netflix version, known for its action and violence. Cox didn't even show up in costume until the 4th episode. The 4th episode, Elliot. We're not going to see Daredevil until the 4th episode. Cox after greenlighting the concept, found itself needing to rethink the original intention of the show. Marvel plans to keep some scenes in episodes, though other serialized elements will be injected with Corman and Orr becoming executive producers on the 2-season series. So I'm gonna stop there for now. I'm gonna come back I'm gonna read this quote. Daredevil is far from the first Marvel series to undergo drastic behind-the-scenes changes. Those who work for Marvel on the TV side have complained of a lack of central vision that has, according to sources, begun to afflict the studio shows with creative differences and tension. TV is a writing-driven medium, says one insider familiar with the Marvel process. Marvel is a Marvel-driven medium. Off top, I will say this, that in a sense, this sucks financially, because they were at least halfway done with the season, with filming it. They're throwing it all away. And so all of that money is in a way not going to be living up to its full potential. They're going to be, missing out on that a lot. However, it does make me happy to, say that Kevin Feige or whoever, Michael Winterbaum or whoever over there was like, look, this is not good enough right here, what we're doing. I'm looking at these shots. I'm looking at these dailies, and I don't want another She-Hulk. I don't want another Invasion. I don't want another whatever Marvel Disney Plus show that you did not like. Yeah, we're going to waste money, but, we can't keep coming out with stinker after stinker. And, with them not being able to shoot and stuff, they have time to look and stuff because they got the SAG strike, the actor strike. So they looking over stuff and like, this sucks. So I'm glad that they're riding ship. I also am just thinking like, Kevin, how did you not see this before y'all started filming to begin with? You've been doing this for a long time, buddy. But Elliot, how you feeling about this, man? Is it good news, bad news, a mixture of both? How you feeling, sir?
Yeah, no, I mean, so first off, it is good news that they looked at it. They're not just pompous or in their feelings. I mean, like, well, let's just put it out. They'll accept it for what it is, because that's not the case, as we've seen with a lot of their shows recently. If people don't like it, they're not going to watch it. So I'm glad that they are able to look themselves in the mirrors and say, we need to redo this. But then the bad side of it is why did it take you $150 million into the show? I think they shot, like I said, I think because it's supposed to be 18 episodes, and they were going to split into 2, and then they filmed like 4 episodes. I don't know. But why would you do all that before? Why wouldn't you come to a decision before they even start shooting it? That's what's getting me like, not even frustrated. It's not my money. I mean, they can run themselves to the ground. I'm rooting for DC. This is where their time to come in. But it's just baffling to see them do this. And I know their whole idea was like, we're going to shoot TV like it's a movie. No, I mean, you guys did something incredible in the film industry. Like, we've never seen the MCU be done, or a connected world be done like this in Marvel, but they thought they could do that with television, and it doesn't work. You have to make TV for TV. You can't make TV shows feel like movies because they feel incomplete. So again, I'm glad that they're restructuring things, but at the same time, this feels like a Kathleen Kennedy Star Wars thing. It's like, oh, just do whatever you want. Rian Johnson, make your movie. Colin Trevorrow, make your movie. JJ, do your thing, and then we'll figure it out later on. And we see how that planned out, because we haven't got a Star Wars movie in 4 years. So, yeah, it's baffling, man. Kevin needs to go ahead and put someone in position of power that can handle the TV department and have that Kevin Feige-ish moves going on, and everything feels connected. Because this is crazy, man. They're literally burning money.
Yeah. Before I pass to you, I'm spitting everywhere. Before I pass to you, Larry, I want to add this. Even though the company does not have a writer's first approach to TV, directors could feel shortchanged as well. The whole fix it and post attitude makes it feel like a director doesn't matter sometimes, says one person familiar with the process. That's horrible. They're trying to invent the wheel over here. As it shows ramped up during the pandemic, Marvel stepped outside its usual staffing approach and brought in outside execs after years of internally promoting creatives who had been sufficiently trained in the Marvel method. This change felt most severely on Secret Invasion, the Samuel Jackson-led thriller that stands as Marvel's worst reviewed series. Yeah, they shit the bed. I'm gonna keep saying that towards the end. Kyle Bradstreet, a writer and executive producer on the U.S. Network Emmy winner Mr. Robot, had been working on the scripts of Secret Invasion for about a year when he was abruptly replaced after Marvel decided on a different direction. That's crazy. Enter new writer Brian Tucker, who penned the crime thriller Broken City and a bunch of other stuff, who worked on Hulu's a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, man, Larry, what do you say about this, man? Disney Plus shows are not up to par, and they're redoing everything and wasting a lot of money in the process, bro. How you feeling?
I think they should remake the Defenders and start from there. That way we can get Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, Daredevil. We can get all of them going, and those shows were made for TV. So just follow along with what you already started there, and that can lead into Daredevil. You can make all the movies. I agree with Elliot. It's kind of ridiculous. You get $150 million into a project and decide to scrap it. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Unless I was the one that was going to be getting fired, I'd be firing people. I mean, that is absolutely crazy. But
let me ask you this. When you say the Defenders, do you mean like reboot, like still a reboot, or continue what Netflix was doing?
Continue what Netflix was doing.
I mean, I would agree with you if you just said like start over, but bring.
I mean, you can make it better, but I mean, I like those. I like those series. The only one I didn't like was what's his name, Danny Rand. Yeah, I just didn't like him, but I liked. I loved Luke Cage. I loved Jessica Jones. I loved Punisher and Matt Murdock. All of them were great. They should. I mean, maybe you recast, what's his name, but I don't know. I think you can either continue on with what they're doing or keep the same characters and just sort of redo the shows. But I think there's a lot of potential there that they're just not. I would much rather see Luke Cage than any of the shows that have been out except for like Loki.
Yeah, let me get this last part. That's pretty good. As it moves forward, Marvel is making concrete changes in how it makes TV. It now has plans to hire showrunners. Gal's post-production work on She-Hulk helped Marvel see that it would be helpful for its shows to have a creative through line from start to finish. That just seems like common sense, but anyway, it's a term we've not only grown comfortable with, but also learned to embrace, says Winderbaum of showrunners on Marvel TV intentions to hire them. The studio also plans on having full-time TV execs rather than executives straddle both television and film. Thank you. We need executives that are dedicated to this medium, that are going to focus on the streaming, focus on television, says Winderbaum, because they are two different forms. Elliot, I'm glad. I'm happy, man. Better late than never, man. But that's just crazy that this was questionable from the beginning. TV has been. People have been making TV a certain way for a long time, and I know Disney is kind of at the top of the mountain, but still, man, you just don't reinvent the wheel like that. You have any more commentary, or you good?
No, I'm good, man. I'm glad they're going in the right direction. We can get some quality stuff. Sometimes you got to fall to get back up, man. So hopefully this works out for them.
Right, Larry.
What I understand is that like Elliot was saying before about people just, allowing people just to say, okay, you're talented as a filmmaker, a director, whatever, go do your own thing. Well, sure, it'll be great. That works fine if you're talking about a standalone film or a standalone series, but they're not. It's part of a larger universe. And it's not like we don't already have the framework of the stories and the universe itself because of the comics. They should just simply, like, if you want to give people a lot of creative freedom, just simply say, here's all the connective tissue. Here's the box that you get to play in. Go crazy inside the box. Do what you want to do inside the box. Here's your sandbox. Build a sandcastle, build a volcano. We don't care what you do inside the box, but you have to hit these points. This is all the connecting tissue, and this needs to be in your film so that we can tie it all together. And I just don't see why they're not doing that. It just seems like it would make everyone's life easier.
Right on. Well, guys, there's a link to this in the description box below for you to read at your own leisure. Let us know what you think, and appreciate that, Larry. We're going to continue to stay on Daredevil with some comments. Shout out to Miss K. Shout out to Miss K with some comments from Vincent D'Onofrio, who is playing Kingpin. This is coming from Variety. Vincent D'Onofrio says Daredevil Born Again overhaul isn't big news, and I'll be worried if we were settling for less. Just reading that headline makes me feel good. But unless you really know what's going on, there's a chance you could be wrong about this statement. D'Onofrio wrote on his X in response to a fan saying one of the actors' original post celebrating Born Again had aged poorly in light of the overhaul news. We are going to bring forward the best series we can. One we can be proud of, have some trust, my friend, trust. And so every core project I've been involved with has evolved constantly during pre-production, production, and post. D'Onofrio went on to explain, it's just reported on these days as if it's big news. It's not. It's a bunch of creatives doing their best to get it right. It's a constant in this business. I wouldn't have it any other way. Frankly, I'd be worried if we're settling for anything less. It talks about the SAG strike. But I don't know if it's on here. He made a post. Oh, okay, it's not showing the images, but he made a comment on social media a while back, like when they first started production. Like, yeah, everything is going great with Daredevil. We're doing this, we're doing that, and I just had a great day on set. It's going to be fire. And then this comes out that they're, scrapping everything. So people are like, hey, bro, a few months ago you were saying it's the best thing ever. Now they're getting rid of it, man. What the hell? What are you talking about? So that's what he's talking about. But I'm glad he's saying. I'm glad he feels this way. Larry, how do you feel about these comments saying that, hey, if we were, if it wasn't anything different, we'd be settling for less? How you feel?
I mean, it might have felt like it was that great while you're on set, and if you felt like there was maybe they felt like they had a real strong vision and they were taking this path forward. And then when the studio looked at it, they were like, nah, it just doesn't work, homies. I mean, there's often those creative differences between, talent and the executives. The C-suite people are there to make money. The artists are there to make art. So, you have to find some sort of balance. And then you also have the whole thing where it's, how much of that is just PR, where, you're trying to get people excited about the project. So you get out there and say what they expect you to say.
I got you.
You don't want to get out there on X and be like, this is trash. I had a terrible day on set. I can't believe I'm working on this project. I mean,
I got you. Elliot, where you put on this comments?
Yeah, I wouldn't expect Vincent D'Onofrio to say, yeah, I'm glad that they fired those clowns. The show is trash. I want to, I don't even want to come back, especially after what they did to him in Hawkeye. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less. He's a professional. It's a good thing to say, but it is something to be worried about. When you fire your head writer and your directors, that is a big deal. People lost their jobs, and you got to start from scratch. that isn't like, that happens no, that doesn't happen all the time. You don't spend $150 million on the show and just throw it away. Unless, you're Disney, so they got the money to do it, but it's not normal. Yeah, I will inform that. But within that conversation, though, I will say, and I think we know too much about behind the scenes stuff, and sometimes it makes bigger things than what they actually are. To his point, reshoots, new writers, recasting. I mean, a lot of this stuff happens all the time, but in the world we live in, we just know everything. We know when they shot a scene, cameos. We know everything about a film a year before it comes out. So there is a little bit of that. Like we shouldn't know all the stuff. We shouldn't know how they cook all the food. But at the same time, this particular situation is a big deal in my eyes. But Vincent seems to think it's fine because he has his Vanessa.
Yes.
Back in the road, so. Cool.
Man.
Elliot, though, but it's always, that information's always been out there. If you were someone that was interested in film and you had access to the trades, if you went to LA or somewhere and grabbed a Variety or a Hollywood Reporter off the newsstand, you got access to all that information anyway. Except now it's available online and they need so much more content. So they talk about so much more. And on top of that, you have people like us who have access to this medium so that you can reach a broader audience and talk about all this stuff. And then it just becomes that much more known. People who may have only really just known, okay, a new movie's coming out and they get excited for it. Now they get to talk about all the stuff in the interim. Who's going to play it? Who's getting recast? You know, and the industry did a lot of that to themselves when they started bringing all these people to Comic-Con and talking about all the details of all the internals of making these movies. And so, you know, it's like the audience wanted more, they gave them more, and now they have to pay the price for more information being out there.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I appreciate that. And y'all let us know what you think in the chat, in the comment section. And also, there's a link to this in the description box below for you to read at your own leisure. Still staying on Daredevil. Elliot, I know when Hawkeye came out, you absolutely loved it. I mean, you loved it more than WandaVision. And I know that Vincent D'Onofrio Kingpin was your favorite. You was just jumping up and down in your seat with the Hawaiian shirt, like,
Hawaiian shirt.
I cannot wait.
Yeah, getting beat up by Kate Bishop. That was awesome.
Yes. No, I'm telling y'all, he hated it. But we're gonna have some changes to the character. Okay, and I want to see how Elliot's gonna feel about this. This is coming from Screen Rant as well. The MCU Daredevil details a tease, a major change for Kingpin. Daredevil Born Again will bring Wilson Fisk and Matt Murdock face to face once again, but Kingpin should be very different. Now, I should have paid attention. I don't know which article came out first, if this one came out before the whole reset, so this may not even matter. But they say here that he may be a good guy. According to details from the copyright office, because they have everything, the Born Again story will see Daredevil and Kingpin a new phase of their lives. A synopsis for Daredevil Born Again's first episode reads, Marvel Studios presents Daredevil, in which a longtime rival Matt Murdock, Charlie Cox, and Wilson Fisk try to leave behind their darker alter egos to serve the people of New York, only to have their parts catch up to them. I'm gonna stop there. Do you think this is still legit? You think they're gonna go through with this, or you think this is part of the, you know, reboot reset that they're trying to do right now? And is this something that you want to see? You know, like, hey, let's let bygones be bygones, Daredevil, and be buddy. How are you feeling about that, Elliot?
No, that was probably the stuff that they threw away in the trash. They're watching the dailies and being like Kingpin and Daredevil going out to lunch together. Like, what is going on here? So no, I think that was part of the scrap that was in the trash. Okay. But I do think the elements of what was supposed to happen, of him running for mayor and him like spending like ground level superheroes like King or Daredevil and Punisher and Spider-Man. I think they're gonna keep some of that, but like, yeah, this whole kumbaya, we're gonna put our no. Throw that away.
Okay, Larry, you think did you want to keep that, man, or you happy they throwing it away? Maybe.
I mean, it could be fun. I don't know. Yeah, you see, I mean, it's such a. When I hear it, it sounds like such a traditional, you know, journey that they do, or you know, they have to decide. It's like here they have these two people. They have this challenge. They have to decide to take the challenge or the journey. And then they go off on this journey together. They have more challenges. Okay. Daredevil wants to do things one way. Kingpin wants to do a thing another way. That causes them to split apart, and they end up back in the same place where they began. And I mean, it feels a little traditional, but it feels like it could work at the same time. So.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, you know, it's. Oh, look, yeah, just start over. You know, I don't want to see Daredevil in the suit until episode 4. Yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all something funny. When Daredevil season 1 came out on Netflix, like what, 10 years ago? I remember. Me and was hanging out with somebody, and we was ready, man. We had our snacks, we had our libations, we was ready to press play on Daredevil. And my dumb ass accidentally played the last episode first. and spoiled the whole season. It was like, oh, this is interesting the way that started off or whatever. And we didn't realize till the end of it that we watched the last episode first. And that person was mad at me. And that was ruined the whole experience. Wow. Yeah, let's not gonna make the same mistake this time around. Yeah. But yeah, man, this looks like it's going in the trash, in the garbage, and we're not mad at that. we We are not mad at that. But y'all let us know what you think down in that comment section below. We got 2 topics left, guys. 2 topics left. And we're going to be talking about some Loki and some Secret Invasion. I haven't read this. I wanted to be surprised. This is coming from comicbookmovie.com. More details about Marvel Studios' plans to reboot the MCU with Avengers Secret War have emerged. Let's see what they're talking about. With all signs pointing to Marvel Studios rebooting the MCU after Avengers Secret Wars, new details have emerged about how Kevin Feige plans to tackle what will be a major fresh start to the franchise. Avengers Endgame was the perfect end to the saga. Not only did they lose some of the most popular superheroes, but they had to start from scratch with a new saga, which has sucked. No, not really, thus far, and has been far more of a hit or miss than expected. Fans aren't overly enamored with the MCU, and all eyes are on Secret Wars amid reports that it will serve as a full-blown MCU reboot. Talking on the Watch podcast, MCU, The Reign of Marvel Studios author Joanna Robertson said, "We have a quote from Kevin Feige sort of implying that like Secret Wars will serve as a soft reboot in which they can prune everything. That's not to use a Lokiism. They'll prune everything that's not working and just keep what is working, or bring back people you thought were gone forever." That's good. Like, I want to see Quicksilver. I want Iron Man to come back. In other words, Black Widow. In other words, this would be an opportunity, recast T'Challa. This would be an opportunity to put the classic versions of the characters fans love front and center. Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. And we've previously heard the reboot will be used as a means of bringing the X-Men into the fold, a clever means of avoiding a convoluted or confusing explanations as to why there are suddenly mutants on Earth 616. We kind of talked about this week before last. The pin that I was saying we're gonna put a pin in earlier when not Elliot, but Larry, when you were saying make all these movies or shows at one time. That's kind of what I want them to do, and I want to talk about that now. And also, Elliot, when you was here last time, week before last, you said let's bring in Jon Favreau, the Russo brothers, and what's the Extractions director name? Is it Aaron Taylor?
Sam Hargrove.
I'm tripping. Sam Hargrove. Yes. So Larry, speaking about this Secret Invasion and rebooting X-Men, I do want them to make all this at one time. That would be great. I want them to bring in Sam Hargrave, Jon Favreau, the Russo brothers, Ryan Coogler, because we need some ethnic ideas in there as well, or whoever, and just sit down and write all this out. Make 3-4 movies at one time. Make 3, 4, 5 shows at one time, all the way up until 2032. I mean, what they've done in season 4 has not worked. It hasn't worked in the beginning of season 5 either. So I'm down with it. Make all at once. I think it's obvious. I mean, this is a story, but it's not a story. Because we pretty much knew that they're gonna kind of start over and X-Men is gonna come after this. But Elliot, man, where you at on that? On all this?
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I mean, to officially conclude the MCU and have that soft reboot, I think it would be smart to have the incursion to 616 be, because one of the things that Marvel hasn't done so far in phase 4 and 5 is made us care for like another multiverse, like another universe. Like we went to 838 with Doctor Strange, and that's been about the only, and then we've seen like different places when we went to Loki, but we've never really invested into another universe. So what better yet to just destroy the universe we've been following for 13 years, which is the 616, but also in a Kang Dynasty or in some other show, like show the other world that's going to have X-Men, Fantastic Four, characters we've seen in the 616, but playing, different versions of themselves in another world. It makes sense to me. So that's how you could bring back a Tony Stark, and maybe recasting, Robert Downey Jr. with someone, maybe a little bit younger in the role. At this point, you might have to recast Blade with Mahershala Ali. Movie on board.
What is he now? Is he gonna be 60 by the time they film this?
78, I think. But yeah, I mean, at this point, and then like you said, recast T'Challa. That is the perfect way to bring back T'Challa, is have him already established in another universe and just use that as our next 10 years with all those characters on one universe. So yeah, it makes sense that they're gonna.
You know what else is perfect for?
What's that?
To introduce Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck.
Bring him back in. Bring Howard the Duck.
Go ahead, Larry. Go ahead. Where you at? where you on this right here? And you're not wrong either. But go ahead.
No, I'm just whatever. What Elliot said, ditto. It's a great opportunity to do a lot that people, I think the fans want to see that they just haven't been doing. But I really want to see them make a lot of, like, I would like, and I don't know if they could do it because I don't know how big some of these phases are. I would like them to film an entire phase at once. Like, don't release anything until that whole phase is shot.
That's risky.
Yeah,
because it is risky. But on the other side, the payoff could be huge. And part of the reason why some of these films are so expensive is because you have to pay for all the production stuff. But if you are making movies back to back to back and you have all your production lined up, I think it helps keeps the price down. And with some of the talent, you can lock them into multi-film deals really quickly at a lower rate so that you don't have to pay this person who becomes a huge star. And now you have to go back and negotiate with a huge star where before you were negotiating with like a mid-tier person, you know?
I just think that's impossible. If I don't know if how many films in the phase, 10? Maybe if they write them all out
on like Pinewood, and they shoot in Atlanta and London. They don't have enough sound stages to shoot 10 movies at one time too. So logistically, it probably would be impossible.
I think you can write them all out. Get you a super team of writers and literally, we got a room of writers. Here's the amount of money we're gonna pay y'all. Y'all got 3 years to come up with the best through line possible. And then find directors that want to whatever style you want.
Right. Let me ask you, you think they can do 5 in a year?
Wait, like releasing a year or film?
No, film. You think they can do 4 or 5 in a year?
Well, I mean, low key, they've been kind of doing that. Like Captain America was shooting while Daredevil was happening. While they normally do like 3 or 4 projects at a time. Anyway, so I mean, it's not impossible.
So my thought is, if you spread, maybe you have to spread it out over the course of like 3 years. Maybe you film 4 movies a year, and you have a phase that has 12 movies. Or maybe 10 movies in a couple of series, and you have them lined up. So maybe you release like 4 movies in 1 year, 4 movies in next year, but like you said, you've written everything beforehand. So there's none of this, that doesn't make sense. How'd that happen? That doesn't connect to this. Everything is connected because it's all written and everything is laid out.
This may not make sense, but I'm just gonna say it anyway, just to have fun. So the Werewolf by Night series, the special, I like that a lot, and they're going to be releasing that in color. You didn't like it, Elliot?
No, I said me too. I love it.
Okay, so do more of those for like a few years that have to do with the MCU, but not directly. And then for 4 years, you film 10 movies over a 4-year period. It'll be that would seem fun to me. I would get excited about something like that. I probably got some experts watching this. Oh, that makes no sense. How can you because of this guy here? What is he blowing smoke? But if we just farting in the wind right now, having fun talking about it, hey, why not? And
I will say this, and I know people won't like it, but don't hire 40-year-old actors to play characters that aren't supposed to age. I mean, the reality of it is that white people don't age as well as people of color, and that's just a fact. On average, there are exceptions to that rule, but on average, white people don't age in the same way. So you start somebody off in a role where they're supposed to be, in their 30s or something, and you hire them at 40, and then 10 years later they look like they're 50 years old, but they're still supposed to be 30.
And Larry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, when you make movies all at the same time, you get everybody locked into that same age, and it's like when you can't have X-Men that don't age, and now they're 65 years old. And we're supposed to believe that they're still 35. It just doesn't work.
And Larry just helped me lose half of my white Caucasian subscribers. So good.
I'm sorry.
Good job there, sir. Good job. It's hey,
I'm not trying to insult
anybody. That's right here. You made me forget what I was gonna say. Damn. What was I gonna say about this? We're talking about I really
It's
forgot.
about continuity, though.
We
It's
were
about
talking about like
continuity.
shooting things at the same time, maybe.
What I was gonna
Being
say
more
is,
resourceful.
I don't want Marvel to hire anybody else to do any movie show, any movie or TV show unless they're a fan of the property. The reason why I say that is, didn't they the guy that directed a few episodes or all of Secret Invasion wasn't even like a fan of the comics? Because then Kevin Feige be like, hey, don't read the Secret Invasion comics because we're gonna do something new. Am I tripping, or does that tell me that he's not a fan of Marvel anyway? He just may be a decent director, because I don't like that personally.
I mean, taking it over to another side of Disney, but like Andor, for example, the writer and director of Andor is not a big Star Wars dude, but he made probably the best Star Wars show that we've gotten so far, in my humble opinion.
Okay.
So I don't think it always, and like I don't think Christopher Nolan was reading Batman comics his whole while he was growing up, but he made one of the best Batmans we've ever seen. So I don't think you have to be like steeped into the lore. But I think there has to be a level of understanding of the character. And if you don't know the character, do the research to, get yourself on par to really kind of bring out the stuff that we love from the comics. So it is a gift and a curse, because again, if you do know everything about it, then it's just like you're almost just copying the comics. But then when you have someone that is slightly not as familiar, but then does the stuff to learn, they can bring, not be beholden or be a slave to the source material and have to stick, beat by beat. So it's give or take, in my opinion.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, there you go right there. Comicbookmovie.com. Avengers Reboot. Looks like it. Hopefully they'll get it right and it can be the best thing ever. Let us know in the comments what you think. Link is in the description. Last topic.
I want to see the Justice League versus the boys.
Sure. I don't know if you saw earlier, but when we was talking about Universal and possibly buying Warner Brothers, Elliot, I was saying I want to see a Fast and the Furious versus Justice League. But
maybe Amazon Studios should buy Warner Brothers. Then you can have that.
Right on. Last topic right here, guys. Loki season 2 is upon us on Disney Plus right now, and it's pretty good so far. And a lot of people are interested. They're thinking so. This is coming from the Hollywood Reporter. Loki delivers strong viewing for season 2 premiere. Disney Plus says the streamer is touting the tune in for the upcoming episode of the Marvel series. The second season of Loki had a solid opening Disney Plus, according to internal viewing data from the streamer. The season 2 premiere of Marvel series racked up 10.9 million views worldwide over its first 3 days, plus a few hours, as defined by the increasingly industry standard formula of total viewing time divided by runtime. Loki premiered at 6 p.m. PT, October 5th in North America, with a 47-minute run time for the episode that equates to 512 million minutes of total viewing, or 8.54 million hours. Seems like a lot. Loki's 3-day total compares well to that of Star Wars series Ahsoka, which debuted to August of 14 million views per Disney Plus, but was over 5 days, not 3. The former is on pace to pass Ahsoka 5-day tally. Disney Plus also notes that Loki had the second most watched premiere of Disney Plus series in 2023, behind only the season 3 opener for The Mandalorian in March. The strong start for Loki, for season 2 of Loki, isn't a big surprise, as the show's first season was the most watched of any Marvel series on Disney Plus to date. Over the course of its 6-week run in June and July of 2021, season 1 averaged 872 million minutes of viewing per week, according to Nielsen figures, 26% higher than the second place Marvel series, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, at 692 million minutes per week. Larry, people are tuning in to Loki season 2 as yourself, sir. How do you feel about this, man? Are you happy, or you think it should be more views or less views? How are you feeling?
I mean, more views are always good, but it's a fantastic show. I mean, when I watched season 1, I was like, this is just a really good show. It was fun. It wasn't like the other Marvel series in that way, but it was a lot of fun. And I feel like this season is better than last season so far. I'm always holding my breath, because some of these shows will get you so wrapped up and they're so fantastic, and then the finale, you're just left like, what?
Secret Invasion. Yeah.
So Ahsoka did the same thing. I was like, what? That's all
Wasn't
we
as bad
get?
as Secret Invasion. It wasn't as bad as Secret Invasion, but keep going.
So, I you know, I mean, you've already seen the first 4, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I'm assuming that they're the other 2. I'm assuming the other 2 are just as good. I've only seen the first 2. I'm assuming the other ones are just as good. So I think if they are, I hope that it gets more viewers. And I think maybe whatever formula they use for Loki, they should try and emulate that with other shows. You know?
Yeah. Well, you know, episodes 3 and 4 does have Jonathan Majors in it. You know, we do get to see Victor Timely in episode 3. Elliot, how do you feel about this debut, man? Is this to be expected, or you know, you thought it's far below par, or you think it should be more? How you feeling?
No, I mean, it makes sense, man. It was one of the most popular shows in phase 4. And unlike, you know, the other shows we've gotten, She-Hulk, Moon Knight, Miss Marvel, you know, those were all introducing new characters. So a lot of people, you know, a little bit tentative on, should I invest in this? Who is this character? Versus like, we need more season 2s of things. When people love the season, bring them back. So it makes sense. Hopefully they do more of this. You know, bring it. And also too, got to remember Loki is one of the OGs, you know, he's been around since phase 1. So there's that, has that built-in fan base already there, unlike some of those other new characters. So no, it makes perfect sense, and it deserves it because it's a great show. Like UB, you know, I was got the opportunity to see the first 4 episodes, and I think the numbers are just going to continue to go higher and higher, especially after episode 4. So yeah, it makes sense. As I've said many times, it's my favorite show. It's one of my favorite projects of the most recent phases, and it deserves all the credit. And like I said, after each week, I hope the numbers get higher and higher and higher, and Loki can steer the ship, man. We can get a good momentum into the next big projects like Deadpool 3 and all that stuff. So good on Loki, man. Who would have known? Who would have known back in 2011 that Loki would be saving the MCU?
Right. Turned a bad guy into a good guy.
Yeah.
Real quick, how do you feel about, you know, I know you're not gonna spoil it, but how do you feel about Jonathan Majors' portrayal in episodes 3 or 4? And are you, you know, and just how you feeling about Loki's, you know, episode 2 as well, the last one we just saw on Thursday?
Out of the 4, 2 was my least favorite, but then these next 2 were my favorite, especially 4. And I was a little thrown off when we were introduced to Timely, but as things unfold, you really get an interesting take on the character, and I'm really like where they're going with them. So yeah, the next, to tease it up, 3 and 4 to me is the best out of the season so far, and I was very on the fence about Victor, but like I said, as things kind of unfold itself, you like, okay, I like what they're doing.
I thought you was gonna disagree with me on Victor, because I agree with you as well. I don't know if you ever. I think I DM'd you my opinion on him.
I think so. Yeah, you said kind of.
Threw me off. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Larry, how did you feel about episode 2?
I liked it. It was fun. I mean, I enjoy Loki because I like his character. I like him, and I like Mobius together. I like those. I like their vibe. They have really good energy together. So, you know, when they talk about, you know, they talk about actors having good chemistry when they work together, those two seem like they're real friends, and they just work well. So, and, you know, I mean, I've always liked Owen Wilson. So, you know, I mean, Loki, I'll be honest with you, Loki was not one of my favorite characters before this series. He was always sort of just like a second tier peripheral character for me. I wasn't the biggest fan. And after watching season 1 in this show, you know, now this, I'm like, I like Loki, you know, I just like him. He's a cool dude. He's far more complicated than they presented him in the movies. And so I don't know. I'm looking forward to more. I'll just say that I'm looking forward to more. Some of the other shows I watched because they were there and I wanted to talk about them, but I'm actually looking forward to watching Loki. So
I have a quick question for both of y'all.
Yeah.
Who do you like more currently right now, Loki or his brother Thor?
Right now? Loki.
Right now.
Loki.
Yeah.
Loki. Yeah. Loki. Fat Thor popped in my mind immediately, and I can't ride with that right there. Even though he wasn't, I mean, not Fat Thor. He wasn't fat in Love and Thunder, but Love and Thunder, Loki. I'm enjoying much more than Love and Thunder. So yeah.
Somebody an interesting comment said they wish that Feige would consider bringing in someone like Eric Kripke to to do some work. And I really loved what he did with The Boys. And I loved what he did with Supernatural. Supernatural was one of my favorite shows. I mean, I watched every single episode for that show was on for 17 years or something.
13 seasons, yeah.
Yeah, and I love that show. It is fantastic. And I would love to see someone like him come over and do something.
Who I think they need to bring, well said, Larry. I appreciate it. But I think they need to bring Edgar Wright back. He's too talented. I know he's working on the or finishing up the Scott Pilgrim thing, but we never got to see his Ant-Man version. And I want to see his style in the MCU. I don't even care what character, but that's just a wasted opportunity, in my opinion. So you guys let us know what you think. But yeah, guys, that's the last topic of the day coming from the Hollywood Reporter. Loki is doing well with the numbers, and hopefully it will. It will continue to perform as well as each episode comes out until episode 6. But
is it true? Is it true? I think I read somewhere they said they didn't even have any reshoots for Loki. They shot it, turned it in, and they were like, "It's perfect," and that was it.
That's true.
That's just crazy.
Yeah, that's true. Good observation, sir. Well said. Well said. That's why I invite you here. But guys, that is it for the show today. Thank you for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. My guests really do appreciate it for another wonderful episode of Just My Opinion Reviews. Super duper number 23. Number 23, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it, whether you're watching via live or in the replay. To my guest, I want to thank you for coming through as well. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me to talk this news. So thank you so much. Before we head out of here, Larry, what do you have going on your lovely channel for all the people to look forward to?
Oh man, I have some camera reviews coming. That's all I'm pretty much doing now is camera stuff. So people seem to like it. So I have a new camera, A6700 from Sony that I'm reviewing. This little sort of like a little GoPro alternative, this little thing that's called an Icefox K80 that I'm finishing up the review on that. I just did my haul video tonight, and this company, Fayutech, sent me a new camera, this little Fayu Pocket 3 camera. So I'm gonna get started reviewing that soon. So if you guys like hold
it up again, my phone.
Oh yeah. So there you go. We have the Fayu Pocket 3. So this is gonna be a lot of fun. It's a little 3-axis gimbal camera. So yeah. If you guys are into camera tech, come check me out. I have all kinds of good stuff coming, cameras, lenses. I'll do some tutorials on how to shoot better. So I'm sort of revamping my channel. As you guys have known, my channel's been struggling for a bit here. So I'm either going to retool it. It's getting retooled. So either it does well, or I'm just going to enjoy making the videos, and either no one watches and I have fun making them, or everyone watches and I still have fun making them. Either way, I'm going to have fun making them. So
right on, man. keep it going. Y'all help him reach 60K. Appreciate you, Larry. Elliot, thank you as well, man. I appreciate it, my brother. What do you have going on your channel for all the good people to look forward to? See the
man.
Fall of Usher right there. I thought that was horrible. My fault. Go ahead.
You thought that was what now?
I thought this was a horror show.
It is. It is a horror show.
Okay.
Mike Flanagan, baby. Mike Flanagan. Yeah, well, first off, it's always good to be here, man. Chopping up with you and Larry and Lamont earlier. It's always a great time with you guys. So thank you for having me on. Going back to what you just said, I had a very fun time watching the show. I reviewed each episode, and it was a pretty big project, but it was a great series. If you're into horror, Mike Flanagan, Haunted on Hill House, Bly Manor, Midnight Mass, and of course he's done Dr. Sleep. He's a great filmmaker. He's one of the best horror directors in Hollywood, in my opinion. So he has a new show on Netflix, his final show on Netflix, which is just fantastic. So you can check that out. And then what was that? Last week I saw Killers of a Flower Moon, the new Martin Scorsese film. So I'll be having a review for that, I believe, tomorrow. And this is, again, as a horror fan, this is that time of the year where we get a lot of great horror films to come out, some that kind of go on the radar. So keep an eye out for a lot of horror content coming pretty soon. And as you know, B talked about earlier, you know, we're gearing up for that you know, the boys takeover with, you know, Gen V wrapping up, and then Invincible coming into the mix. You got Loki, so it's some good time to be a TV fan. But yeah, man, check out all the content and check out those Follow House Usher. And actually, I don't think you would be super scared of it. It's a great show. I think you should watch it. It's a great show with some horror, but some good character stuff, man. It's like Succession. It's like a horror. If Succession was a horror show.
Okay. Let me ask you this real quick. Is Totally Killer worth it? Was that good? How was that?
Yeah. I'm a big slasher fan, so it was a fun Back to the Future meets Scream.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna check it out. So horror comedy, if you guys didn't know. But again, thank you, Elliot. I do appreciate it. And this guy's channel is growing fast like a wildfire. So y'all show him some love and support too, if you haven't already. But last but not least, myself. If this is your first time here, subscribe to the channel. I'm still with this slow crawl over here trying to get to that 50K. I'm gonna make it eventually. And that's when you guys are gonna get my full Blu-ray, DVD, 4K collection. I gotta go and buy some more, man, because next year, in the beginning of next year, it's gonna be they're done.
Yeah,
but
man.
you know, Best Buy is talking about we're done with the physical media, and they control like 40-45% of the physical stuff, man. And if I can't have my physical copies, like even though they're not good, I'm still gonna buy every Marvel film on Phase 4. I stopped buying them after Endgame because they
gonna
were
sell them. Just Walmart.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Order them online.
Yeah. Yeah. As far as what I have to you guys have to look forward to, the movie news roundup show is coming back. Just like Larry said, you know, I'm rebuilding my channel right now. It's being revamped right now, and some stuff I'm gonna have to spend a little bit more money than I want to, but you know, it's necessary. So movie news roundup show is coming back, and that will be in combination with Super Duper show. So I'm gonna have both. I'm not gonna trade it out again. I'm gonna have the both shows. Just got to pick a day. What I will be covering next is, of course, we're gonna have Power Book 4 Season 2 Episode 8 with Lamont. We're gonna link up again in the middle week for that. But the new Apple Plus show Monarch and the Godzilla show. Do have screeners for that. Thank you, Apple. They gave me the first 5 episodes, and I'm gonna be covering that when that drops. Also, I will be covering Invincible Season 2 when that drops. And also, there's a couple of animations that are anime that are coming out on Netflix. One of them, they just sent me the screener while we was doing this. Onimusha. I'm gonna be checking that out. That comes out November 2nd, and also the Blue Samurai movie. Something Blue Samurai. So check that out. Anything else?
What's that show that you
go ahead?
The show that you were mentioning is on Apple TV Plus. But what is that?
It's a Godzilla TV show, basically. Let me see if I can pull it up. And also, I haven't seen Killers of the Flower Moon yet, but I'm seeing it tomorrow. That's what my screening for it is. Movie is 3.5 hours. Damn.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm seeing that tomorrow. Here it is right here.
Flies by.
Okay,
Man.
good.
Don't
but yeah,
soda.
Yeah, Monarch Legacy of Monsters. And I will go ahead and say this because the review embargo has lifted. The first episode, you don't have to wait to see destruction and chaos. Like the opening scene, we got monsters. Godzilla is tearing stuff up in episode 1. So so far it's pretty good. So I'm gonna be covering this as well. So this Invincible and the Netflix anime, Killers of the Flower Moon tomorrow I'm seeing, and of course I'm gonna see the Marvels as well. And I think that is it. But guys, again, we just want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that I'm B. Avery, that's Larry, that's Elliot, and that's just our opinion. Peace out, and we'll see you next time.